Greetings, frankincense and myrrh. It's me, Chelsea Face Reads. I'm excited because today's video is going to be a recommendation one. I got off work today, wanted to make a quick little video, just got the inspiration to talk to you guys about some smutty manga. The premise of this idea in this video is to show you some manga that I've read, that I've enjoyed, that are on the risque side or smut in general. Before we even get into this video, do not watch this if you are under 18. Do not pick up any of these manga if you are under 18, and if you are, I am not responsible for your crazy mess that you get into. Viewer discretion advised, etc, etc. I wanted to get into these. These are some really fun series for me personally. I did enjoy all of these in their own unique way. Some of them are problematic, some of them are healthy, some of them are not healthy or good, but I enjoyed them because I enjoy a good story in general. So let's get into it. The first manga I want to talk to you guys about is not actually adult content necessarily. It's just on the more ecchi side. This is the only one that's going to be like that. This is Plus Sized Elf by, I can't say that name, but here it is. That's their name. This is a series about a elf who comes through a portal into the human world, and she really loves french fries. She just falls in love with potatoes and has a problem with consuming a normal amount of french fries. So she is obsessed with them. She meets this guy who obviously is like the love interest, and there's other monster people in this world. And she can't cross back through the portal until she gets to the weight that she was before she got there. So like you can only pass if you're like the same size as you were when you came through it, which is an interesting premise that I've not seen before. I really did enjoy this volume. I've got the second one on my TBR ready to read, but it's got a lot of like fitness education, a lot of weight loss education, a lot of health education, but also it's really ecchi and silly and funny, and I just found this really interesting. It's such a weird dynamic between educational and actually informative and just pure crazy smutty stuff. So nobody does the deed in this, but they do have a lot of nudity and a lot of fetishy content in it. So yeah, if you like that, check this one out. Next up on this list I have a softer BL. This is called Delinquent Daddy and Tender Teacher, story and art by Tama Mizuki. If you aren't familiar, I made a video a while back with Bizarre Individual. They recommended me some BL manga that I'd never read before, and this was on that list. So I was really excited to give it a try because I really want to get into more BL, but I'm very picky. I've found that I'm very picky about it, and this kind of checked all the boxes for me. It's got some smut in it towards the end, so it is an adult book for sure, but it's also got a man who's trying his best to raise his son, and then the teacher sees this and he likes him, so they kind of get together and they, I guess, start raising this child. I haven't gotten past volume 1 yet. I just haven't been manga shopping in ages, but it's really cute, but it's also wholesome and also sexy in parts. So I understand if that's not everyone's cup of tea, mixing the family dynamic with the smut, but I think it works really well and it's handled very well. I have read some where I think it's a little too mished together for me to like it, but this one did a really good job of that. So I do recommend it. The art's cute, the covers are gorgeous, and it was a good time. The next one is another BL that gets highly recommended in the BL spaces. So if you're not new to BL, this might not be the most exciting list for you, but I wanted to tell you all about the Other Worlds books Depend on the Bean Counter by Kizuki Idori, Yatsuki Wakatsu, and Kika Ohashi. This is from a light novel, I believe, that's been turned into a manga, and it's very slow publishing. So if you're more interested in the light novel, totally understandable. You can go ahead and purchase those and read. But I wanted to try the manga because, I don't know, I just wanted this one to be a visual experience for myself. This is a very interesting story. We're following this guy with the glasses here, who's just a regular, super into his work business guy. I think he's an accountant in the real world, and he sees this girl on the side of the road who is being pulled through a hole in the ground, like a portal, and he like tries to save her. So he falls through it with her, and they didn't plan for that in the other world that he was pulled into. So they don't know what to do with him. They just say, here's some money and some food. We're gonna just have to take care of you forever and you'll die here. You know, that's just how it's gonna be. And he's like, okay, well, can you give me a job? I'm bored. I want to do accountant work. And they're like, So he kind of finds a job, and I know it's going to flip this whole world on its head based off of his knowledge in accounting and mathematics and such. So I'm really interested in that aspect of it, honestly, and I hate math, but I thought I would try this, and it's actually really good. There's magic in this world. This guy, who is like the grumpy version of the couple, he has to help the other guy with curing his sickness with his body parts. In this world, if you're not from it and you get overstimulated with magic, like you can be poisoned from it. So he has to do something to heal him with his body parts. It's really funny, silly premise, but it's actually really fun, and I want to pick up more of this as soon as I can. Do recommend, but it is very kind of silly in that aspect. The next one is another BL. This is the last BL in the series here. This is Cherry Magic, 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard by Yu Toyota. This is like a large fancy print. This is a gorgeous manga that I was also recommended. Who recommended this one? I know that Bizarre Individual did, but someone else recommended this to me years ago. And I finally got around to picking up a volume of it, and I have not picked up any more volumes since. It's mostly having to do with the price. Square Enix is very expensive. This is like a $15 volume. Not to say that I won't continue it, but I think I'm going to try to find them secondhand. This is a story about this guy here who's a businessman. He's been working for a long time, and I think he's 30 and he's a virgin, so this gives him magical powers, kind of like 30-year-old virgin, but it's gay. He can hear thoughts of people, and this other guy, he hears that he likes him in his head, so things get really, really naughty from there. It's a office romance between these two men. I don't know much about where it goes as far as plot. I just know that the other guy is really into him, so it's really cute. Okay, the next category I think I'm going to label as wholesome smut. Hear me out, okay? So first we have probably one of my favorite manga ever created, and that is Sweat and Soap by Kintetsu Yamada. This has enveloped my soul and my heart in a blanket that I never want to take off my body. Like, I was hooked the instant I started reading this. Not only is it smutty and like hot, but then it's also a fairly long series, so that's awesome. And it's also going into, after you get past the smutty beginning fetishy kind of stuff, like it does start off kind of heavy on that, it gets into a very serious and a very honest look at a relationship between a man and woman who live together at some point, and talks about their future, their struggles, their insecurities, their fights. You know, it's so good, you guys. And I know that a lot of people are pushed away by this one because of the fetishiness of the beginning of it, but it really does kind of get away from that after a while. I promise you, this is worth getting through that if you're not into that part of it. We'll never stop talking about Sweat and Soap. I think about this series weekly. It's just so important to me, and I will read anything that Kintetsu Yamada puts out because this really spoke to me as a person, and I would do anything to have this ingrained into my body forever. It was so good, so sexy, so fun, and so heart-wrenching. I cried reading this, and I'm sad that I won't get to read it for the first time again. I will reread this in a few years, but for now it just sits in my mind and my soul and just warms me up so much. It's one of my favorite series ever. Next we have another, this one's a steamship title that I've talked about here on my channel before. Story and art by Neji Ganameta. This is Ladies on Top. This is a wholesome-ish series about a couple who discover that they're not really into the traditional aspects of a intimate relationship between a man and a woman, like him being the dominant, her being the submissive. They're kind of into the opposite, actually. And they talk about consent, they talk about boundaries, they talk about each other's thoughts, feelings. If they're in the middle of something in the bedroom, they can change their mind instantly if they want to. It's just a very sexy, intimate, wholesome, awesome look into consent and everyone's individual needs and wants in the bedroom. And I just really think this one's a healthy read for most people, because so many people are scared to approach that subject when they're talking about intimacy with their partner. So I really recommend this. It's not that long. I think it's only like 6 volumes or something. I can't remember exactly, but I own all of it. I've read it all. It's really good. It is a very quick one, so if you're not into that super fast romance, this might not be for you, but it was a really good, quick, fun story, and I did really enjoy it. Okay, the last book in the wholesome Smutty series is a new one for me. This is Tease Me Harder, a sweet and kinky romance. This is story and art by Fumika Minami. Truly a phenomenal first volume. I am instantly hooked. It feels like I'm reading a Sweat and Soap series. It's not the same creator, but it even looks similar in some of the facial features of the women specifically. And I just really, really love this. It was way better than I thought it would be. And it's a thick volume too. I don't feel bad spending $16 on this. I don't know, it just felt worth it when I picked it up. It says on the back, a cute, quirky, and slightly spicy BDSM rom-com. This main girl here, she is really interested since she was young in being a sub. Like, she just wants to be treated badly, she wants to be manhandled, she wants to be in a BDSM relationship and the various things that entails. We don't know all of the extent of what she wants to do quite yet, but we've gotten a good look into what she's into, the things that she's willing to do, the things that she wants done. Her boyfriend's just a sweet, wholesome golden retriever boyfriend. To think of like someone who's that sweet being with someone like this, because I can't imagine that lifestyle, but that's just really cute to read. It's like she loves him and he loves her and they want to be together, but she wants him to treat her badly, but he's just like, no, I love you, I don't want to hurt you. So it's really cute and really sweet, and also really fun to watch them explore these things and learn more about themselves and learn more about each other and the things that they're willing and not willing to do. So I think this is probably going to get into a lot of consent, a lot of personal boundaries, and I think that this is a great read so far, and I can't wait to pick up more. I've already got like 2 of them in my cart, and they're a little slower releasing than I would prefer, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do when you want to read this stuff. Okay, the next and last category of this video, I didn't even know it was going to do this, is more of like an office romance. I think most of these are in an office setting, at least for the majority of the series. So that's how I'm going to categorize these. The first one is a standalone, I think it's 2 volumes in one, at least it feels like 2 volumes. This is called My Boss is a Giant. He Manages My Every Need with Enormous Skill by Kamu C. This was one of those manga that I'd never heard anyone talk about. Like, I didn't know if it was good, bad, awful, disgusting, or anything. I just knew it looked really cute. The cover is gorgeous. It was an all-in-one, so affordable. A decently large print size, so yeah, I'm into that. It was smutty, wrapped in plastic. Couldn't really dive into what it was about. And yeah, I wanted to try it, so I did, and I was pleasantly surprised. We're following this girl who's really tiny, and then she's into this guy who's really big. He confesses his feelings for her, and then things go from there. And it being short, they do get pretty intimate pretty quickly. He's known to be like a shark, so there's like really cute illustrations of her being like a little bunny and him being a shark and then being together. So there's some really cute little panels in here, but it does have a lot of nudity, a lot of very obvious what's happening in the page. Very good though. I really enjoyed this. It wasn't the most in-depth storyline because of how short it is, but if you're looking for a fun, short, good read, I do recommend. The next one on this list is one that most of you might have heard of before because this is a very popular ongoing series in the smut community. This is Fire in His Fingertips. A flirty fireman ravishes me with his smoldering gaze. Story and art by Kawano Tanishi. In my opinion, this has had a lot of ups and downs as a series because it started off real hot and strong. Like, we got going the first 2 or 3 volumes. It was awesome. The art was phenomenal. The story was decent. We were getting into what these characters were all about, along with seeing smut and, you know, all that tension and stuff. But it did start giving us lightsabers and blurring out things. And I'm just like, if you're gonna start a series going pretty full forward open, you don't need to censor it later because that really just ruins the vibe. Either change what the story is and make it ecchi instead of what this is, or don't blur it at all and make it an adult series, because it still kept the adult rating, but for some reason it just kept getting censored in different ways. Every volume after that point was censored differently. And now I think we're back to where we were. They're just kind of cutting some of the scenes short. At least it feels that way to me. I think that they aren't letting the scenes go as long as they probably would have if they were able to write whatever they wanted. But I have a feeling this was a censorship issue within the United States, maybe. Let me know if you've read this in Japanese or any other language where they don't censor it as much. I would love to know if it does go further in some of those scenes, because I still really enjoy it and it is showing most of the scenes. But there were a couple of pages I was like, I think you're cutting the scene short. Which is unfortunate because, like, what's the point of buying these if they don't have what you need in them? I do like it and I do recommend it. It's a really long series. I don't know how long it's supposed to be, but I am going to complete it just because I am enjoying seeing more series for adult women out there. And I think that this one is a great one to start with. And the last manga in this video I want to talk to y'all about is a fairly new one in my list. This is Shindo-kun's Tight Squeeze, Helpless Against His Alluring Touch. Story and art by Snao Natsuo. This is an office romance, of course. This lady, it kind of gives a little bit of Sweat and Soap vibes. Not 100% because she works at a confectionery place, kind of like he works at a soap factory. And so they're specialties in their field. So they have this connection between what they do for a living. And he's really, really good. And she kind of just feels put off by him at first. Like he's very like uptight and tight-lipped. This one does get a little more interesting with some of the scenes, if you know what I'm saying. It shows everything, so just be aware of that before picking this up. It is plastic wrap for a reason, and I really like that. I like that it didn't shy away from what it was trying to say and do, but it is an office romp. I don't know how many volumes this will be in the end, but I don't suspect it will be very long. These usually either just end randomly or they end up getting married pretty quickly, and it is really cute. I do really like it. I will be continuing it. It's another steamship series, so some of these are really good, some of them are not so much, but this one I do really recommend. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm starting to lose my sunlight because I did start filming late, but thank you for watching. I hope that you got at least one recommendation out of this video if you're interested in books like this. If you know me in real life, no you don't, I don't really feel any shame from uploading a video like this because I did say that it was for adults only. And I will mark that in the title and in the thumbnail and in the description. So, you know, it is what it is. You had your warning. I hope that you don't hate me too much for it, but at the same time, I'm going to be myself, and this is what I wanted to talk about today. So, I hope you guys had a great day, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more content from me, and if you want any specific recommendations, please let a girl know.